Yo, what up, people? I'm back again, another capo hack for y'all. This is a real hack in life because a lot of people don't seem to understand that sometimes your biggest ops are the people that are laying next to you at the end of the day. And I saw a story recently today about a guy that came out here and ended up dead. He went home with two girls and he was found in his hotel room dead. Right here in Pobaldo area. Actually, not in Pobaldo, it was in Sabaneta, but he met the girls in Pobaldo and then took them back to Sabaneta. Sabaneta is like 15-minute drive away from, the main area of Pobaldo. So I'm doing this video because I feel like there's a lot of certain points that need to be addressed, and I feel like if I put it out there, maybe I can help the next person prevent this from happening to them too. So I want to give you guys some tips to consider. Fellas, when you come to Colombia or any foreign country for that matter, these are just some of the couple things that I think that go overlooked that should be a red flag. And to me, it makes perfect sense, but I can see how to other people it may not make sense. So the first rule and the obvious rule when you come to Colombia, now I understand a lot of people, they come out here to fulfill their fantasies, their little sexual fantasies, whatever it may be. And one of the main things that a lot of guys come out here to do that they can't do back home is have threesomes. You know what I'm saying? Most of us probably have had a threesome in their life at some point in time, but a lot of guys haven't had that opportunity for one reason or another. So they come to Colombia and the hype is having 2-3 women at one time and fulfilling that fantasy, checking that off the checklist. Let me tell you, the 2 women factor is probably the biggest common denominator between all the deaths that have happened here in Colombia and across the world. 2 girls working together to try to get money from you is a lot easier than the girl being by herself. 9 times out of 10, the girls are with their friends or somebody that they're very comfortable with sexually, obviously, because they've done it before. And that leaves the door open to you possibly getting robbed and set up by the 2 females. So my first rule is, unless you are damn sure and have the experience enough to know when you're being set up and know how to recognize those little small indications, don't come home with 2 girls. 1 girl is good enough for you. 2 girls usually signal that, especially if they're overeager. If they're overeager and constantly pushing, take me and my friend, take both of us, take both of us, take both of us, it's usually a good indication that they have bad intentions for you, and it's probably better off that you just say no, either take 1 girl or pass on both. In my experiences and from the people that I know that live here also, a lot of bad circumstances have come and started from the 2 girls. So unless it's just something that you just absolutely have to do, I highly suggest that you just stick to 1 girl only. My second tip, when you're walking around anywhere, but specifically Parque Lleras area, I highly suggest that you do not take the girls off the street. 9 times out of 10, the girls that are on the street are only on the street because they don't have documentation, they're illegal, or they're underage. All things that you don't want to deal with or have to worry about, at the end of the day when you're trying to get it popping and you're trying to, get to the business. So I suggest that you focus on meeting girls in the clubs. The girls in the clubs are more vetted. The girls in the club are more professional. The girls in the club are less likely to try and do anything bad to you, because at the end of the day, you know where they work, you know where they're going to be tomorrow, the next day, or the next week after that. Most of the girls all work in the same clubs. They don't bounce around from different clubs. They all primarily have one place of work. So you're much better off dealing with a girl in the club than you are dealing with a girl in the street. A lot of the girls that do commit the crimes, a lot of girls that do commit the drugging and robbing and all that stuff are street girls. They are the girls who can't work in the clubs because they've been banned, because they have robbed, drugged, or done some foul shit at some point in time. So my advice is, if you are looking for company for the night, I suggest you find it in the club and not on the street. Number 3, and I feel like this is one of the most important. This really could be number 1. Never, ever, ever go to the girl's house or any location that she specifically suggests. You need to be in control of every factor of the encounter. You need to be in full control. You need to know where you're going. You need to be comfortable with where you're going, and you need to have security at where you're going. Chances are, anywhere that you're going with her isn't gonna have those factors involved. So I know personally, I would never go with a random girl that I just met to her house or any location that she's determining and she's in full control of the situation. That's just me personally. I wouldn't do that in America. I damn sure wouldn't do it in a foreign country. So for all of you guys that are super simps and allow the woman to dictate where she's going to take you, you guys are walking licks, and you pretty much did it to yourself at that point, because you allowed her to control the most important variable, and that's the location. You allowed her to control the location, and that's why your family's getting that phone call from the embassy saying that you're gone. So do yourself a favor. Take her back to your hotel, your Airbnb, or wherever you're comfortable. That's where you're residing. Hopefully you have security. Let the security do their job. Let the security take her ID and document who she is. And ask your security to check on you and text you after she leaves. Before she's allowed to leave, you need to let the security know, I want you to call me, text me, and do not let this person leave until you reach me and confirm that I'm okay. That is super vital, and a mistake that would have saved a lot of people's lives out here is they didn't tell their security, hey, yo, this is somebody I don't really know like that. I'm not 100% comfortable with her. Could you please call me and just check on me before you allow her to leave the premises? That'll save you so much time, because now the girl knows, and you said it in front of her with the security as your witness, that she needs to be verified as allowed to leave once it's time for her to leave your space. So,
like, this motherfucker don't miss.
No, he's fucking good.
That motherfucker don't miss, man.
He's good.
In the heat of battle, he don't miss.
No.
In the heat of controversy, he don't miss.
No.
And then he just knows how to be a public relation type of motherfucker.
Advice number 4, make sure that you lock all your money, your jewelry, passport, and anything of value in your safe. Most places in Medellin do have a safe, which you can establish the combination from the beginning. So make sure that you lock all your belongings in the safe as soon as you arrive in the room, and do not take anything out of the safe until it's time to handle the business. Otherwise, you're setting yourself up. Another rule, you set up the transportation. You provide the transportation. In most cases, a lot of girls only feel comfortable riding with their own personal drivers, but the girls with bad intentions also use their drivers as somebody that's gonna help commit the crime against you. So 9 times out of 10, it's their boyfriend, their brothers, their cousins, or a family friend from the neighborhood that they trust. These are the people who she's going to text and say, hey, I'm at this location, I'm with this guy, he's by himself, he's kind of drunk, I just drugged him, meet me at his apartment, meet me at this location, we can get them together. So make sure that you're providing the Uber, make sure that you're providing the transportation. Do not get in random cars or random taxis with these women. Make sure you control the transportation at all times, going and coming to wherever you're going and coming from. So if you're leaving an establishment, make sure you're in control of the transportation, always. And my last piece of advice for the fellas that are coming out here, make sure that you don't get too comfortable, man. I know for a lot of y'all guys, it's your first time dealing with a beautiful girl. You've never gotten that type of attention. You know, these women have a way of making you feel incredible, making you feel like you the biggest, baddest nigga on earth, and you the most popping guy on earth, and that's part of their job. They're selling you the girlfriend experience. But don't get too comfortable. I've known guys that have lived here for years, got set up by girls that they were kicking it with for days, weeks at a time, until the right time to strike, and then, you know, bad things happen. So don't get too comfortable, never get too relaxed, and stay on point always, and you're gonna be all right, and you're gonna have a good time overseas, anywhere that you go, but specifically in Medellin. Stay safe out there. It's your boy Capo, another travel hack and some free game for those of y'all thinking about coming overseas and having